Hello there, everyone. This is your Icelandic farmer, speaking to you from the lovely server of Mordor. I come to you today on my only character so far on this legendary server, the Bjorni. We have had quite the time. We got in the mayhem during the first weeks when the spawn rate of the wraiths was still high, and to be quite honest with you, I got my face masked. I first thought it was the class, since I didn't have any experience with it, and I noticed that rune keepers and champions could smash them much faster than I could. So, obviously, I assumed it was the class. But the Bjorning doesn't work like those two classes. I knew those, especially the rune keeper, so I thought, okay, maybe this class has something different. So I started to check it out, and I saw that it had bleeds, slows, and some utility. Well, eventually I discovered that. Took some time. So I had an enjoyment problem with the game. At any point in the game, could spawn these wraiths during whatever scenario I was doing. And we all agree they should be banned during escorts quest, right? There shouldn't even be a question mark there. It should be an exclamation, not explanation, exclamation mark. And I think that should just be obvious. Anyway, this can happen during whatever scenario there is. And you can see on the screen there, I just took down this 3000k Olog. He doesn't do a lot of damage. I am on landscape difficulty 2, I think. But the reason why I can take him down like that is the wraiths kind of forced me to become really good at dealing with the wraiths, which means the rest kind of gets easy. But that's just something I will discuss later on in the video. The problem with the wraiths is that this can happen at any point. You can get killed, fight to get back to the quest, but the wraith is still there waiting for you. It does not despawn. This isn't much an issue for a group-oriented people, but I am not like that. I have played this game like a single-player game for 7 years now. I like the story, the environment, and the feel. And the wraith was ruining the experience I had been waiting for since the beginning. Now he's popping up. You can see how I deal with him. First I remove the corruption, have some wraith spenders, run away, slow him, run in, do some bleeds, run away. I've already popped the heal. I'm healing, running away, he's not really managing to damage me. Run in, do some damage with the bear, do my crit. That's not the experience I had in the beginning. That's me at level 39, 38, I think. It's really tiny on my screen. Anyway, I missed the original start of the legendary servers. I obviously, 7 years from now, was far away from the launch of the game, but I don't remember why. I would tell you if I would remember. So, I was having these issues and I considered rolling a new class. But I come from World of Warcraft, and there I had already learned that it wasn't the class, it was me. So, armed with that knowledge, I started to look into my class. The first order of business is to read what my skills actually do. And that helped a lot. For example, I discovered that I could remove corruptions from the wraith, which had a positive impact on, I think, how much damage I can do to him. I should have googled that before, but there you have it. It has a positive impact. The next thing is that I could have a wrath increase, that is the spender, my ability spender that I can get. and then at the end it gives me 100% crit, which I can use. With this information, I could formulate a plan for when the wraith spawns. Well, my next pit stop was my virtue skills. Quick googling told me which were best for the red line, which is the damage line. And then I went to work on the deeds, which give me virtue experience, level them up to get extra stats. Now, I recommend doing this early because the beginning areas are really easy to do, since the Slayer deeds can be finished quite quickly in relation to the later areas in the game. After that, I took a look at crafting, discovered I really like crafting. And in the beginning, you're really quick to get your crafting up to speed as well. Crafting gives you the best gear in the game in the beginning, no doubt. You'd have to get seriously lucky with some drops to get something better. And there might be a few pieces in the dungeons, the instances. But like I told you, I am a single player MMO guy, so that was out of the question. With this information, I then went out to the wide world, got the best gear, almost, best virtues, almost, and I knew what most of my skills did at this point. I practiced a little bit, and I got my face smashed in. And it turns out the solution was to use a slow and not stand there when it's hitting you, which I've seen some videos, and that's what a lot of people do, because that's what you normally do. And I'm doing this video because not everybody, and I don't actually think a lot of people come to Lord of the Rings Online from World of Warcraft. And I haven't been noticing it so much in this community, that your first train of thought was to, okay, what is my virtues, what is my gear, what do my skills do? It's, I was just here to enjoy the journey. I just wanted to do some crafting and enjoy life. That's more what I've experienced. I want to do music on the street corner. I want to role play in the glade with some people, and that's great. But I worried about how people would react when this came out. And I have liked it more than I thought I would. I hated it in the beginning. But that's how I discovered that a slow feature on my trait tree added to one of my skills could then immediately make me be able to solo a mournful wraith. Most are shadowy, then it's mournful, and I really want to try a harrowing one. I haven't seen one yet, and I would really like to try to get it with it. I don't know if I could, but I want to try. I want to, at the end, give out a few tips, other tips than what I've been talking about, which are the virtues, the reading of the skills, checking the trait tree for better implementation of the skills, and then the crafting, which is, pretty please, keybind. If you don't know what keybinding is, I recommend you Google it and get a person who can speak more knowledgeably about that and why you should do it. But I'm telling you, it's such a game changer. I'm gonna give you a quick reason for it, or I'll just ask you to think about this. how much are you looking at what's happening on the screen, and how much are you looking at your hotbar and not noticing what's happening? That's one. Now, at the end of the video, I would really like to advertise for myself. I am interested in doing a challenge with 3 people max, maybe just one other person, to the highest landscape difficulty on this legendary server, Mordor, playing 1 to 2 hours a week, record and show our journey. So this character person would have to be okay with the voice showing, and but nothing else. I'm not showing my face, even though you can see it on my, it's like on my YouTube channel, you can see it. But I don't do that, and I wouldn't ask that of anyone else. And so yes, my offer is formally out there now. But thinking about it, I really shouldn't be taking on more challenges. I'm currently working on Moria, and I am loving the legendary servers way too much to be. So I dedicate way too much time for this server.